name is Addison Cuevas.
My name is Virginia Shirley.
Will you join us in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone. We want to do a little history lesson today based on the Pledge of Allegiance for our country, the United States of America. So I'm going to read the book, The Pledge of Allegiance. It's from Scholastic. It's the special commemorative edition. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Say that every day in our schools as we show patriotism to our country and those that provide for us to make sure we can educate our children. I want to have a little bit of fun at first, if you'll allow me to. We do have a tendency to put a comma or a pause in our pledge that has changed over the years. Most of our parents and our grandparents learned the Pledge of Allegiance by saying one nation, comma, under God. They changed that through the United States Congress many moons ago, quite frankly, but we just have continued to do that. So that sentence in the pledge really is one nation under God. There is no pause and there is no comma there. So that's one of the things that we probably could work on as we're out with our homes, is changing a habit that's been in our country for a long time, and probably even in our schools. So just the way the Pledge of Allegiance and how that comma has come and gone over the years. I want to go through this. This book is outstanding in that it tells what each of the lines mean, and I want to share those with you at this point. First, let me say this. The Pledge of Allegiance was written in 1892 for a children's magazine called The Youth's Companion by Francis Bellamy. He had hoped that his words would give children a sense of pride and love for their country. So what does the Pledge of Allegiance mean? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. When we pledge allegiance, we promise to be loyal to our country and to the republic for which it stands. Our government is called a republic. In a republic, people vote in elections in which leaders are chosen to run the government and make the laws that affect every citizen. One nation under God, indivisible. The United States cannot be divided, with liberty and justice for all. All Americans should have the same freedoms and should be treated fairly. Powerful words, first written for children to show a sense of pride. You also have in this outstanding book the days to display the flag. As you know, most of us here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast are pretty good about that, and most of us have it flying every day, which is an outstanding thing. Just a quick history on the flag that this book covers is the first flag is believed to have been designed by Frances Hopkinson and sewn by Betsy Ross, a seamstress in Philadelphia. The stars and the stripes on the first flag stood for the first 13 colonies, and these colonies later became states. The stars were arranged in a circle to show that every colony was equal. Our flag today, as you well know, has 50 stars representing our 50 states, and it only has 13 stripes representing those 13 original colonies and states. We did run an experiment where as states came into the country, we added a star and a stripe. But we quickly figured out that as large as the land area was, it was soon to be called America or the United States of America. Adding a stripe would make that flag very cumbersome. So they went back to the concept of just 13 stripes so that the 13 original colonies or states are recognized.
You just heard Mr. East read to you the Pledge of Allegiance and talk to you about the meaning of the words when you recite the pledge. Now we're going to look a little deeper into the photographs that were in the book, The Pledge of Allegiance. Look at this photo. What does this flag represent? This photo represents the first American flag, which was made in 1776. The 13 stars in a circle stand for the 13 original colonies. Can you name the original 13 colonies? Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. How are you doing so far? Delaware, Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Here's a photograph of those original 13 colonies. How many stars and stripes does our flag have today? There are 50 stars. Do you remember what those stars represent? The stars represent the number of states. What about the stripes? How many stripes are on the flag? 13 stripes. And do you remember what the stripes represent? The 13 stripes stand for the 13 original colonies. This is one of the photographs that we saw in the picture in the book from the Pledge of Allegiance. Where in the United States do you think you would find this picture? Does that look like something you might see in Gulfport, Mississippi, or anywhere in the state of Mississippi at all? Probably not. This is called Monument Valley, and it's located in Utah. Monument Valley is a red sand desert region. It's right on the Arizona-Utah border, and it's known for its towering sandstone buttes. A butte is an isolated hill with steep, often vertical sides, and a small, relatively flat top. Can you see the buttes in this photo? Monument Valley is frequently a filming location for Western movies. I can certainly see why. Let's look at this map of the United States and see if we can find where Monument Valley is located. First, let's find Mississippi. Do you see Mississippi? There's Mississippi. Now, let's see if you can find Utah. There's Utah. Monument Valley is near the Arizona border. It's about a 21-hour drive from Gulfport, Mississippi to travel the 1,400-mile trip to see Monument Valley in Utah. Just in case you're interested in seeing these gorgeous sights one day, check it out. Where in the United States do you think this picture might have been taken? Do we have sites like this on the Gulf? We do have water, but usually not rough waters like this, and we don't see cliffs, and we might have a lighthouse or two in our area, but this is not in Gulfport, Mississippi. This is in a city called Portland in the United States. Portland, Maine. It's set on a peninsula extending into Casco Bay. Let's find it on the United States map. First, find Mississippi again. That's right. Next, let's see if we can find Maine. Great. The star shows us where Portland is located. Did you know that there are over 65 historical lighthouses still standing in Maine? It's often known as the Lighthouse State. If you want to travel to see a lighthouse in Maine, it's over 1,600 miles from Mississippi to Maine. That would be about a 25-hour drive. Where do you think this picture was taken? First of all, this is the world's largest American flag. It's located at Moffett Field Air Station in California. This flag is 255 feet wide and 505 feet long. That's a huge flag. It was first displayed on Flag Day, June 14, 1998, at Moffett Field Air Station in California. It weighs 3,000 pounds and takes 500 people to unfold that flag. Let's see if we can find it on the United States map. Again, find Mississippi. Then find California. And that is where Moffett Field Air Station is located. This flag's often brought out for special occasions such as Super Bowls, so you might have seen it unfolded at a Super Bowl. Again, it would take 500 people to unfold that flag. What does this picture show us? In 1969, American astronaut Neil Armstrong left an American flag on the moon. I don't know when we'll be traveling to the moon again, but you should know it is 238,900 miles from the Earth to the moon. And although it's many miles away, we can still enjoy its beauty. This photo was taken by my daughter in 2018 on the night of the super blue blood moon, which was the first one in 35 years. I love to look at the moon each night. Why don't you go outside tonight and see if you can find the moon? What does this picture show us? This is the Washington Monument. It was built to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. They began building it in 1848 and it was completed in 1884. The Washington Monument is located in Washington, D.C. What does this picture show us? This is the Lincoln Memorial. It was built to honor Abraham Lincoln, who was the 16th President of the United States. And this monument is also located in Washington, D.C. Let's see if we can find Washington, D.C. on the map. First, find Mississippi. Now, look for Washington, D.C. It's small, so look closely in the northeast area of the country. Okay, here it is. If you'd like to see the Washington Memorial or Lincoln Memorial one day, you should know that it's about 930 miles away. That's a 14-hour drive from Gulfport, Mississippi to Washington, D.C., but well worth the drive. It's the United States Capitol, located near the Potomac River and bordered by Maryland and Virginia. The buildings that house the three branches of federal government are located in Washington, D.C., the Capitol, the White House, and the Supreme Court. It's also known for the Smithsonian museums, many other museums, and great monuments and performing arts venues. What does this picture show us? This is the statue of Justice. In her left hand, the statue holds scales, which represent the decision between right and wrong. In her right hand, she holds a sword, which represents punishment for a crime. The statue is wearing a blindfold to show that justice does not favor one person over another. I hope that you enjoyed looking at the photographs in the book, The Pledge of Allegiance. And I hope that each time you say the Pledge of Allegiance, you think about the many beautiful places in our country and the men and women who protect us each and every day.